resources is spiritual resources, because without it, we cannot do anything. We cannot, because if we disconnect our spirit, then we are saying that God does not exist. I don't care what you're practicing or what you believe is your truth. It is a spirit, because no one has seen God in His presence. You feel it, you breathe it, you touch it when someone touches you, and you feel that energy that you know, yes, my prayer has been answered. And so traditional values equal spiritual sustainable resources. And if we're going to have spiritually resources, just as everyone has said, as I'm wrapping it up, is that we have to be honest with ourselves. And for us living here in the West, and I know this is about Yoruba land because that is our mother. And our mother, I always think of Africa as this lady waiting on the balcony, waiting for her children to come back home. To me, that's what Africa represents. And so if you live in, and spirit is so beautiful, is that spirit never makes mistakes. I happen to, the ancestors brought my mother from my grandmother and grandfather on my mother's side from Jamaica. My mother, my father's mother and father from Barbados. They linked up in Panama to enrich the world by building the Panama Canal and helping being laborers. So the ancestors had a plan. They let me, yo soy Latina, yo hablo español. And so in my quest, in my life, it has always been, why have the ancestors given me this potential, this ability to speak Spanish and English and learn Yoruba enough to defend myself in the Ankara market? And so, for us to be spiritual, sustainable, and have the resources, and you live in America, we have to address what I said in my opening statement, is that we have to address the fact that we are Yoruba. I don't care if you call yourself Yotuji-centric, you call yourself Ifa, you call yourself traditionalist, Lukumi, Condomble, Santeria, todo eso es lo mismo. All of it is the same. Because at the base of it, whether you call it Chango or Shongo or Santa Barbara, you all are talking about red cola nuts. Right? We're talking about that. And so, when we are speaking about sustainable resources, we are the resources. Our children are the resources. And for us to be able to build a sustainable nation and be world citizens and be respected for the religion that we are, we have to. We have to invest our money, our wealth, our resources, learn the laws, and put our children in schools with people that look like us. And the foundation is not about building. It's not about turning your most precious resource, which is your child. You do not let the enemy educate your child, because they have an intention that is not about you.
Thank you.
And so, I must come back to Obatala. But this is Obatala. And so in closing, what I'm saying here is that if we are going to bridge the gap, and we live here, and we have all of these religions, you have been initiated into Lukumi, and then you're now a traditionalist, and how do you work with both? Are you saying them and us? And this is very important. And for us to be sitting here in the presence of the Ooni, who is in a position to make a difference to all of us, because as we said that he is the most generous and powerful leader, bold leader in this new century. We can hold this new world of ours accountable to the fact that schools are going to be built, priests are going to be held accountable. Underlings, or people who are studying this faith, are not going to be taken advantage of, and that's ethics. And at the end of the day, if we